How to be yourself. What a topic. I'm very glad I don't do this one on my own. Next to me, Anna-Marie Meyer and Eddie Magane as always. Two very well-rounded individuals that know how to be themselves and know how to be themselves well. It creates tension, it creates debates, it's heated, but I love every second.
It's fun.
Mm-hmm. It's fun, you say. Great. I have lots of fun watching the dynamic here. Now, with the noise levels that we experience today in our lives, whether it's social media, whether it's the way we interact with people, whether it's just telephone calls, it is very high level of noise. People, celebrities, thought leaders tell us how to dress, what to look like. They literally do. What to eat, where to eat, how to walk, what music to listen to. So we are constantly influenced based on somebody else's idea of what's right and wrong. That creates a big void and a big danger, because if you're not making decisions from your core and what's right for you, who you are, you might end up living a life where you wake up 70 years old and you've made a lot of money, but you are sad and bitter. You don't love the person you're married to. Sometimes you don't respect your kids because they don't respect you, because you didn't imprint the values and principles that you should have, because you didn't know what they are, because you followed somebody else's advice. Luckily, we're going to share 5 insights on how to be yourself truly. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Let's do it. Number 1 on the top 5 priority list on how to be yourself truly is accept who you are.
Easiest. You
Easiest.
need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And that sometimes is a bit of a difficult area, because you're not too sure really what is, because there's no one telling you what it is. So you need to evolve. You need to work within yourself. But the moment you've established that your weakness is getting the way we need to get dressed. My weakness is I can't get dressed the way they say we need to. So the moment you accept that, you're fine.
Beautiful. Love the analogy. Number 2, know and know again to negative self-talk and others.
Yeah. Remember, there's that warrior, there's that beast inside you. The result that you want, the performance that you want from that warrior depends on how you speak to the warrior. How do you speak to yourself? So if you speak positive, expect a positive outcome. If you're going to speak negative, talk down on the warrior, discourage yourself, then definitely the outcome would be unfavorable. So you need to constantly watch how you speak to yourself. Always positive words. It starts with the small things. Just make sure that you minus all those negative words from your vocab, and that's a very good start.
You're preaching to the choir. So
I get upset with myself. But you don't. You're right.
Absolutely. I always say, if I'm looking at something, if we're looking at a property, it's a lot of money. This is the language pattern. Rather than saying, I can't, I'll say, love to do that, but we're not ready yet. We will be soon, but we're not ready to make that move. Beautiful. Awesome. Love that analogy. It's blow your own horn, celebrate your strengths. So a guy's energy that influences me with positive energy is Grant Cardone. Love watching him. He's high-paced. He's that loud guy. It doesn't resonate with me all the time, but some of the stuff that he does and says is very cool. In a book, the 10X rule, he says, why have a horn if you're not going to blow it? So why spend a lot of time focusing on stuff that you're not good at? Rather spend a lot of time focusing on stuff that you're good at. I'm not a good reader. I can't sit down and read a book, but I'm a good listener. So I can download the Audible and listen to that book and listen to another book, and it's my strength. And I blow my horn all the time. I made you guys, I think it was this morning, I made you guys raise your hands. Who here doesn't have Audible? Like a good 30, 40 people in our company don't. I said, right, after this meeting, we're going to have another meeting. We're going to set you up with Audibles. And I blow that horn because it's my strength. No one else needs to, but I do. Number 4, express who you are. Please take this one, Ed.
Yeah, so this reminds me of back in class. Imagine you have these beautiful ideas, and the only reason you don't share them, in most cases, would be what people would think of you. Not only would you do you not know in that moment that these ideas that you're sitting on are actually the only ideas that would change your life to the better. So every idea is a good idea. Whatever is going on in your head, you need to share it. You need to share it, put it out there, let the people know who's the person that they're sitting with. Probably the next Elon Musk. You just needed to say something to someone. So always express yourself so that you can be known who you are and for what you are.
Absolutely, that's what makes you unique. If you're not opinionated, you're going to get lost. You're going to become part of the noise.
And by expressing yourself, you get to know yourself even better.
Yeah.
Because if you keep quiet, you're never going to know the reaction around the people around you. But the moment you start doing that, you get to know yourself better. You know when you can and when you can't.
So I want to share a story about Eddie. And, he joins our company. It's about 24 months ago already. Yeah, it's about 2 years.
It's 2
It's
years
about
now.
it's about 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So Eddie joins our company, and Eddie comes with a reputation. I'm like, okay, cool. All good salespeople come with a reputation. I'm like, okay, it's nothing new. He's not catching my attention. You're not on my radar at all. The one day in a meeting, we had a very aggressive manager. Very aggressive. He was a beast. He was driving people with competition. He's no longer with us, unfortunately, because things didn't work out in our company. Yeah, the love language wasn't adaptable. Great guy, phenomenal manager. However, I think it's day 2 or day 3. Eddie's challenging this guy, and this guy is he's like a proper guy. He's a manly man, and Eddie's challenging. I'm like, okay, now you've got my attention. You are somebody that has an opinion and is not afraid to share it. That's when I lock onto you. I'm like, okay, wow, let me have a chat. What's your story? Where do you come from? No, I did this. Okay, now you really got me interested. And that's how, I fall in love with you and your energy and your just willingness to win and going out there and doing your thing.
And funny enough, in that room, everybody thought I was challenging someone. I was just speaking my mind, and according to me, that was the only right thing I could do.
There's a lot of people that can't do it.
Yeah.
A lot of times you would hear that white noise around you, and then the moment you put into a situation where they now can speak up, you walk out afterwards and think, now you haven't said a word. And it gets to where the confidence is lacking. And that's why I've started off with saying, you need to know your strength and your weaknesses.
And you double up on it.
And you've got to sometimes just speak up. Not speak your mind, but speak up.
100%. As long as it's respectful, it's in the right context, and it's challenging in a way that it doesn't put anybody's dignity in jeopardy, then go for it. Definitely. Number 5, show you can be vulnerable. This is very important.
That is the scariest part of it. None of us want to feel like that.
It's actually
But you need to.
so powerful.
But you need to choose when and how. Sometimes I need someone just to listen at me. I get furious. And you always need to retain your calmness. Of course, you work with a team. So you've got this whole team running behind you. So you can't lose it. And sometimes you do get to work and you feel frustrated, annoyed. You want to cry. And for the first little thing that's going to go wrong, you're going to snap. And sometimes that is where the vulnerability comes in. You walk to the chosen person in your company and just sit down and say, I just need a cup of coffee. And that cup of coffee is the part where you say, I just need someone to listen. Because 2 minutes is going to heal your whole day. And a lot of people see that as vulnerability. In actual fact, it's not. It's saving face It's saving your team, it's saving your company, it's saving your reputation eventually. So it's not vulnerability, but yes, in the sense it is. I need to sometimes open up myself to say, and even if it's between two managers like ourselves,
I've had many cups of coffees with you, many.
Oh yes.
Many. You've had with me and I've had with you, many.
We've got to do it. And you walk out without ever facing back and say, oh, well, what happened there? Because we understand each other. So find the right partner within your company, because you can't take your company home. And you can't take home to the company, to your workspace. So find your partner within your workspace, and that will heal.
I think that's a very important part, because if you are vulnerable all the time, you're gonna seem to people like a victim, like everything's going wrong with this person. I don't want to spend time with you because you are vulnerable all the time. You're so needy.
Victim mentality
Needs to be timed with the correct person for the 2 or 3 or 5 minutes.
Only the time it's allowed for that
Boom.
topic.
Then it's done. We can move forward. I love this subject. Very deep.
It is deep.
Very deep. Thank you very much. If you guys enjoyed it as well, please hit the like button also.
I'll stay to my line and subscribe.
And ring the bell.
Also share it with the world. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.